What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So I've got right here Samsung's $400 mid-range device for the US, the Galaxy A36. Now do keep in mind the Galaxy A56 is also going to release in the US sometime soon. We just don't know when. But for the meantime, this is going to be their budget, or not budget, but mid-range device. So this is awesome Lavender. It comes in 128 gigs. And I think, it's... From the reviews, it looks pretty good. I think Samsung has done a pretty decent job with the 56, the 36, the 26. And the A26 is also available. I think that's $299. This was $399. So there's some pretty good deals. I'll be leaving links in the description down below. But taking a look at the box, obviously, the first thing, we're not going to be getting a adapter. And ooh, that is really nice. Look at that phone. It's actually really, really shiny. Look at that. Oh, I really like the side frame too. This feels very premium. I don't know why, but it feels super premium. It feels really nice actually in the hand. And here it is. This is a glossy finish to it. And here's the camera setup right there. Let's put that aside. You can already see kind of like the chunky bezels, but let's put that aside real quick. See what else is in the box. Nothing too much with Samsung, obviously. You have your SIM ejector tool and then some paperwork. Let's open it up from down here. And then you have your USB-C to C cable. And obviously, like I said, some paperwork that probably no one ever opens up and reads. Let's kind of stick that right back in there. Oh my goodness, there we go. Put that back just like that. And let's peel this real quick. There we go. So you can see like the slightly thicker bezels, but let's turn this on. I actually like how this phone feels in the hand. It's actually fairly thin too, so it doesn't feel really chunky to hold in the hand either. It's a slightly larger phone, so if you're used to using like an Ultra or larger, budget phones, this is not going to be too much of an issue. I believe this is a 6.7-inch display. Now it's an AMOLED 120 Hertz, 6.7-inch. It's Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, so it's looking pretty good. Hopefully we're going to be getting Android 15, obviously with One UI 7, which I'm super excited for because I love One UI 7. Samsung did a phenomenal job with their operating, or not the operating system, but with their user interface. They did a fantastic job, and yeah, I can already tell this is going to be One UI 7. But let's go ahead and let me start up this phone and I'll catch you guys in a moment. All right, so here it is. Here's the Galaxy A36, and like I said, I really like this design. I think they did a phenomenal job. Although this is plastic on the side, it definitely feels much more premium than its predecessors. I totally can, stand by that. It has a glass front, a plastic frame, as well as a glass back, which is Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. Now here in the US, this model has 128 gigs of storage and 6 gigs of RAM. I believe this is rocking like the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 if I'm not mistaken, but if I am, just let me know in the comments down below. And the camera setup seems pretty decent for what you're getting. I mean, for what you're paying. A 50 megapixel main, 8 megapixel camera, as well as a 5 megapixel camera right there. And the 50 megapixel obviously is the wide, the 8 megapixel is the ultra wide, and the 5 megapixel as their third is going to be a macro. So no telephoto. I don't know how many people are going to be using a macro lens. Maybe they left that, for just the higher end phones like the A56 and Galaxy S25 series. So it's looking like a pretty decent setup. Obviously, I'm going to have to try it out. Display also looks pretty nice. It's definitely not as fluid as the S25 and the S25 Ultra, but it seems pretty good. I mean, for a lot of people, I think this is going to be a very good, decent $400 phone, and obviously it's 5G, has that support. I'm going to keep you guys updated with everything going on and my thoughts about it, and see if you can really daily this. But I think we're at a point where phones have gotten so good that we use phones, or we want to use the phones that we see, like high-end phones. We want them. We don't need them. Galaxy A36, I think, is going to be a phone that will take care of everything we need. And then if you want more, if you want a better camera, you go for a higher end phone. If you want a better display with like thinner bezels, if you want more advanced things, you go with a higher end phone. But I think for most people, for the average consumer, I think this is going to be a decent phone. Now, I've had experience working in the Best Buy mobile department, and I remember, I think it was like during the Galaxy A50 or A51 times, we were selling a lot of those. One, because they were in the $300-400 range, but people genuinely liked them. And for what people were looking for, they didn't need the best of the best camera. They didn't need the best of the best display or fastest charging. Oh, and by the way, 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I think this is going to have some pretty good battery life. So they didn't need all those things. And the A50 series was perfect for them, or the A30 series was perfect for them because it took care of everything that they needed. But like I said, I'm going to keep you guys updated on this phone. I'll be using it. I may even put in my SIM card and try it out as like my main for a while. We'll see how it goes. But definitely, you know, SIM card's going to go in here. We're going to test it out, share with you guys my thoughts and experience, maybe do a day in the life with this phone. We'll see. Let me know, again, comments down below what you want to see with the Galaxy A36. I plan on picking up the A56 when that does become available. If you want to see me compare this to any device that I may have, you know, in the studio, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe compare it, I don't know, with an iPhone SE 3. I don't think that 16E is a great comparison to the $600 phone, but anything around this price range, $300-400. If I have it in the studio, you know, we can always compare. But thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy, definitely be sure to superman that like button. Comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.